And we've got another great hour. I'm Buddy Love. This is Dean Bibb. Welcome again to NWA Mountain State right here on Fox, West Virginia. A great hour. The tag team titles are on the line. Shawn O'Sullivan, that knee may not hold up. We'll see how it goes in this hour. And then, of course, the TV title on the line. Tony the Worm Richardson going against Dr. Roger Hamm. Dean Bibb, it's going to be a great hour.
Excellent hour right here on Fox, West Virginia, WVNS. It's NWA Mountain State Wrestling, the only televised wrestling show in southern West Virginia. Tune in. We'll be right back after this.
And welcome back, fans. Buddy Love alongside of Dean Bibb. An exciting hour on tap for you this week, as we said in the opening. Diablo Jr. taking on none other than Hotlanda's own Billy Litt.
This is going to be a high-flying action. This is going to be a great match. We had talked about it last week. If we got those two together, it's going to be more. There's going to be more time spent off the mat. It's going to be great. Also getting our first televised look at new referee Rupert Charles.
And it's Diablo Jr., the flying luchador who've not yet seen fly in his months here in NWA Mountain State, taking on Atlanta's own former NWA Mountain State Tag Team Champion with Dynamite Derik Billings. Of course, there can only be one guy, Billy Litt.
You know it. He lives for wrestling. Wrestling is his life. He's going to take on the luchador. I spoke with Litt briefly before the match. He's excited. And the crowd's excited to see him, too. You know, Litt really appreciates the crowd. He appreciates the reaction, the pop when he comes through the door. He's an exciting individual. He's always smiling. He's always ready to go. And Rupert Charles might have his work cut out for him refereeing this match.
That is true. You got some very quick athletes in the ring right now.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from the great land of Mexico, he is the legendary luchador, Diablo Jr. His opponent hails from Atlanta, Georgia. He is Billy Litt. Rupert Charles, your referee. Seeing his first televised action tonight as he calls for the ringing of the bell. Basil Walls ringing the bell. Billy Litt getting the crowd into it.
The crowd loves Billy Litt. He's energetic. He's fired up every time he comes out, and the fans just want to get behind him. And as we mentioned last week, or as you mentioned so astutely last week, this could be a very exciting matchup.
Interesting way to move into the wrist lock. And the smaller Diablo Jr. taking Billy Litt to the mat. They're coming through with a great reversal.
Billy Litt just going to town on that left arm. Or as they say in Mexico, la izquierda.
Left arm?
Well, the left.
Oh, the left.
I forget what arm is in Spanish. I had 4 years, but I forgot it all.
It's going to be interesting to see how Billy Litt transitions into luchador form, because luchadors wrestle off in the opposite direction than American-trained pro wrestlers do. So that may be a stumbling block. So you have Diablo Jr. claiming that his mask was pulled. Referee Rupert Charles making sure everything's on the up and up. He has his glasses on this week.
Which is a nice change.
Did an excellent job at the Powwow Center in Budd, West Virginia, where he made his NWA Mountain State Wrestling debut. Ducking the collar and elbow tie-up is Diablo Jr. Going for a rear wrist lock. Reversal by the taller Billy Litt.
Another freestyle takedown. Very popular move here, Mountain State. Trying out Diablo Jr. regains the advantage, wrenching in on that left arm of Billy Litt. Well, the orange and black attack, Billy Litt.
The orange and black attack. Yellow and black attack. Remember that? We won't go there. Billy Litt looking for a way to get out with the least amount of pressure exerted onto his left arm right now. Both men at their feet. It's good to be back here on Fox West Virginia WVNS, coming into all of southern West Virginia and a lot of Virginia as Billy Litt dumps Diablo Jr. down and starts working the tendons in those knees.
And there, Billy Litt able to exert some of the hometown flavor, as you mentioned, in Mexico and south of the American border. They do have a tendency to work on the right side. And there you saw Billy Litt go right there to the right and then going back to the left.
Clean break given. Referee's right on top of it. Billy wants to get this small but loud crowd. We've got a bunch of loud mouths, a lot of loud noisemakers in the hands of the children. This place is loud tonight and it's echoing.
Going with the collar elbow tie-up, headlock taken there by Diablo Jr.
That's the first collar and elbow we've seen in this match.
And J.C. Dykes Jr., again, noticeably absent, is usually involved somewhere along the way in most every Diablo Jr. match.
Well, I'm going to level with you about J.C. Dykes Jr. J.C. Dykes Jr. week in and week out got in my face, either in the ring or as I was trying to announce, or in the parking lot, in the dressing room while I was trying to get ready. Had a lot of derogatory things to say about me, about my family. Diablo dumps Billy Litt out. I, for one, do not miss J.C. Dykes Jr. Litt delivering the shoulder to the... Oh, nice cutoff by Diablo Jr. And a neck breaker through the ropes, sending Litt to the floor.
And that looked ugly, folks. That was car wreck damage right there to the shoulders and the neck area. I think even his small of the back for Billy Litt caught the side of the ring. So just a nasty series of impacts right there to the young gun Billy Litt.
Diablo pressing the advantage. Rolls Litt back into the ring. Delivers a head-shivering knee there. Forearm to the back. Diablo's pushing his advantage. Litt fighting back a little bit. Diablo, a much smaller man. Both of these guys fast as light. I mean, these guys are just moving constantly. And
they're using the advantage. And, if Diablo Jr. ever got, disqualified on a count out, he could, pull the card of, language barrier. Because, if he doesn't understand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the ref doesn't count uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, he could claim a grievance and maybe take it up with the NWA.
You know what? That is one of the most absurd things I've ever heard, but it's the truth. I mean, it is absurd.
It's a microcosm of America today. You could sue for about everything.
That's true.
I mean, you got people suing because they didn't know how to use the heater in their house because it wasn't written in their language. Well, I mean, I'm the type that says if you're in America, learn our language.
That's me.
And here, a 2 count as we're talking politics. Billy Litt's fighting for his life in this matchup, at least.
Yeah, this is the politics of scoring the 1, 2, 3, or the submission. And right now, Diablo Jr. pushing the advantage that he's carried for the bulk of the match. Litt would try to go for an initial tie-up, and Diablo would duck under with some kind of smooth move. Reversal now by Billy Litt sends Jr. into the corner. Litt sets up for the monkey flip.
Or as they say in Mexico, el monkey flipo.
2 count.
Billy Litt working him back up to his feet.
Referee was out of position for that. That was a closed fist by Diablo Jr. J.C. Dykes may not still be there, but the influence of the people that Diablo Jr. has ran with as he gives a clothesline cannot be denied. Quick cover. 1, 2. Billy Lip brings up enough to get the shoulder out.
And Rupert Charles, slightly slow in his inexperience to get in position, may have cost Diablo Jr. the match.
Billy Lip fights back with rights. Double thrust forearms. Taking the luchador back to the ropes. Sends him across. Let's see what he has in store. Big clothesline by the former tag team champion. Sets Diablo up in the corner. And he's going to deliver the shoulders into the abdomen.
Billy Lip climbing the ropes, going for the 10 fists in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just, for our Mexican fans listening or watching at home.
Nice reversal by Diablo Jr. Comes in, misses with double thrust. And Billy Lynn looks like he's looking to go airborne. Look out, special delivery. Great flying body and a cover. 1, 2, 3. It's it.
And fans, we're back. Buddy Love, Dean Bibb.
Hello.
As this hour continues here, as we said, wily veteran, gutsy rookie, Johnny Blessing on Shawn O'Sullivan. Shawn and Michael Cook have a title shot later tonight, but Shawn has accepted Johnny Blast's open challenge.
That's a big step, too.
Speaking of step, got to remember, Shawn O'Sullivan, that knee has been weakened the last couple weeks on this very same program. Johnny Blast with some words for the crowd.
Ah, boy.
Shut your mouth, kid. Listen, I got no opponent for this match. If any one of you rednecks feel froggy, you ought to get in the ring right now and take a whipping like a real man.
Well,
and since none of you has got the guts, here's an open challenge. Anybody, the next person that comes through that door right now faces Johnny Blast and takes his life in his own hands.
Well, see, you hear right there Johnny Blast challenging the crowd, challenging the back. But we knew, Dean and I, we were in the back, heard Johnny Blast talking. We knew Shawn O'Sullivan said he was going to take the challenge.
Actually, Johnny Blast said, don't worry about it, kid. Johnny Blast is like, you're not man enough. Johnny Blast, in his mind, wants a real competition. You see him mocking Shawn O'Sullivan's left leg. But Shawn, showing some intestinal fortitude, he's going to come out and accept the challenge anyway.
If you're Johnny Blast, you got to be careful what you wish for.
Any given night. Of course, Shawn has that tag team title match later this evening with Michael Cook.
But of course, you see that knee injured the last couple weeks on this very same program.
I ain't even been introduced yet to Bell Hatton. You want to be the next referee that takes one of these?
The following contest is sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance. Johnny Blast now open challenge. Shawn O'Sullivan accepts. So the sanctioned match will be 1 fall. So you have Roswell, Mexico, Johnny Blast. And accepting the challenge from Dublin, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, Shawn O'Sullivan.
And right here, you gotta admire Shawn O'Sullivan, and on some of you also got to question his intelligence. knowing how badly injured that knee could very well be, he's a young guy with a lot of potential. He doesn't need to accept open challenges for his further injury.
It looks like O'Sullivan came into business. O'Sullivan getting some fire started in that oven in the very opening moments of this contest. Scoops up Johnny Blast and delivers a body slam.
Able to come off the ropes and come down with a splash. You saw him gingerly take that splash, leaving that left knee a little bit higher, trying to avoid the impact there. But I tell you, that left knee has got to be hanging together just by threads, and not, the ligaments are torn. They got to be. A torn meniscus, swelling in the knee. But Shawn O'Sullivan, the Irish Iron Man, is out here to fight.
Oh, and we knew this was going to happen. Johnny Blast taking him down at the knees. Johnny Blast, let's face it, Jack Cross isn't the only person who Johnny Blast has put out of wrestling for a while. You know what I mean? The list is long. The names are synonymous with great wrestling. Shawn O'Sullivan may have bitten off more than he could chew.
This is very true, and I'll tell you something. It's a good thing that we do have a doctor in the house, Dr. Roger Hamm, because there may be some medical attention needed to Shawn O'Sullivan. Because not only is his knee at risk for further injury, it's the other parts of his body that he uses to compensate for the injury that are now at higher risk for getting damage to them.
Yeah, a little extra weight on the right knee to compensate. Blast takes out the right knee. He's got the bulk of his body's weight right there on that right knee to keep it off of the left. Blast meticulously working that joint of the body. Has seen so much abuse. Shawn O'Sullivan screaming in pain. Group of Charles checking for a submission.
Shawn O'Sullivan was tapping on the mat, but he's just trying to dig in. He's not actually tapping out here. As you see right in your living room, Shawn O'Sullivan stretching, seeing that rope, that bottom rope is like the pot at the end of the rainbow. Can he get there and break this hold and get some temporary relief?
Blast is taking the brace apart. You see it?
Not only is he wearing a regular knee brace, but he's got an ace bandage type wrapping around the knee to offer support. And that knee has just about had to have had it. In high school football, I've suffered knee injuries. I've had, my MCL, my PCL torn. And it is not a pleasurable feeling because your muscles in that area start trying to compensate for the lack of support. So you start cramping, and you have the cramping to the pressure of the torn ligament. And I tell you, Shawn O'Sullivan, the fact that he's not screaming and writhing right here, that's just a testament to his intelligence or his integrity, his, the guts of this kid.
Shawn's a quiet man anyway. Shawn's fighting the urge to tap. Johnny Blast in the figure four. He's out.
Taps after the figure four.
Blast isn't wanting to let go of that figure four. There he goes. Your winner by submission, Johnny Blast. Oh, and he's still taking it to the knee. Not a pretty sight at all.
And that knee has just got to be.
Here comes Michael Cook and Ricky Shane to check on him.
And I tell you, that knee's got to be finished. What's that mean for the tag team title match? Cook and Shawn O'Sullivan are signed for it.
I know. I mean, this is not the type of game that you want a last-minute substitution in deep in the fourth quarter. Michael Cook is looking at his partner who is down on the ground, and he's not able to get up under his own power. Bubba Kyle coming out to see what's going on. This is going to have some big effects later on in this hour for that tag team title match. Ladies and gentlemen, Shawn O'Sullivan.
As Michael Cook and Ricky Shane help Shawn O'Sullivan to the back, we're going to take a break and be back after this. TV title match, Dr. Roger Hamm against Worm. That's next, right here. Excuse me. Getting ahead of myself. You messed up a little bit last week. I'll mess up this week.
A little bit.
Jason Kincaid, Derik Billings, another dynamite matchup coming up next. Then later on, we'll have the TV title match right here on Fox, West Virginia. We'll be back.
my knees kind of hurt. Don't know if I'll be able to make the next match or not.
Well, you know what? You've got to be the bravest guy in the NWA Mountain State to go out there and accept the challenge of somebody that is as manipulative as Johnny Blast. You know what? I've always got your back. If you can't do the match, I understand. I guess I'll have to find myself another tag team partner.
All right. So,
Yeah.
man, I'm really sorry about what happened to your knee tonight. But, Cook, if you need a tag team partner tonight, I'll be happy to step in.
Ricky Shane, be my pleasure.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you what, Bunkhouse boys, when Ricky Shane, the god of the rednecks, gets in that ring, we're going to show you that we are simply the best in this state. We are simply the best in this company. And I will show you, and Ricky Shane will show you, that after all that is said and done, we are going to be taking home the NWA Mountain State Tag Team titles.
You too, good.
And we are back. Our next matchup, we saw a great matchup last week between these two guys. Expect nothing less. This is a rematch from last week, and later Viper is scouting both these guys to see who she wants to be valet of. Of course, we see Jason Kincaid make his way out to the ring. From the mean streets of Oak Hill, West Virginia, the true gangster, Jason the Gift Kincaid.
That was a shock last weekend to see Lady Viper come out last week on the program.
And raise both of their hands.
Indeed. That's a rare twist.
After the time limit draw, both hands were raised by Lady Viper. Who does she have her eye on?
I'd have been watching for a razor blade across my wrist if she was raising my hand. I mean, I'm sorry, I call it like I see it. My apologies. Arguably, one of the most popular wrestlers in the independent circuit today is Dynamite Derik Billings. And you're seeing it. You see the people looking with anticipation at the locker room. And here he comes. Dynamite Derik Billings.
No fooling around, no high-fiving today. Derik Billings has punched the clock. It's time to go to work.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Oak Hill, West Virginia, ladies and gentlemen, he is the Gift, Jason Kincaid. His opponent hails from Princeton, West Virginia, ladies and gentlemen, Dynamite Derik Billings. Brian Bunkhouse, referee.
As we get this matchup started, after last week's matchup, I tell you, these guys are going to be a little bit more cautious knowing. Oh, right there, a quick roll-up attempt by Dynamite Derik Billings. And another quick, small package there. These guys are going for the win quickly here.
Trading off and on. We'll see last week's match ended in a time limit draw. They want to avoid that. They want a clear-cut victory here. Both men wants the opportunity to say, hey, I'm better. I'm faster. I'm smarter. I'm good-looking. I'm better than you. That was a heck of a takedown by Jason Kincaid. Bridging over.
As that was close, Derik Billings caught off guard by the takedown and then the quick bridge cover.
Jason Kincaid is cocky. Positioning for leverage here. Dynamite Derik Billings looking for a way to reverse and fans it right there.
The reverse bear hug here.
Jason Kincaid showing some strength to break the hold.
Now right into the armbar.
Come on, let me know, Derek.
Now a reversal here. Good technical wrestling. He went for the quick stuff earlier. Now they're going to, kind of grind it out here. Jason Kincaid able to use the flip. Now going for a reversal. Maybe. Can he get the grip on it? But no, Derik Billings turns it right into a hammer.
Nice use of the top rope.
Top wrist lock now.
Gonna go for it again? Is he gonna go for it again?
Jason Kincaid using Brian Bubba as leverage to try to flip out of it. But Derik Billings right there. Nice drop toe hold. Going for the cover, too, and a kick out. These guys are taking no prisoners here, trying to get a cover and a pin any way they can. It's all about the W.
It's a very good rematch from last week. And again, Lady Viper, we don't see her. We don't see her. Rumor has it she's still actively scouting both these guys. She's done some, maybe she's done some undercover work. Who knows?
Perhaps she's watching on one of the monitors in the back and not, out here to make her presence known. Maybe now that they know that they're being scouted, that's all she needs, and she doesn't need to put any pressure on either one of these guys as they perform.
Now here's a thought: if she's looking for somebody to represent, why didn't she check out, Maestro when he was in town? Why has she singled out these guys? Are these?
Well, you gotta look at these guys. You got Dynamite Derik Billings, been in the wrestling business going on 2 full years. Is one of the biggest stars in not only West Virginia. He's got, I guess you could say the wrestling equivalent of street cred in Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky. There's people in New York that know who he is. And he's a rising star, so why not, as far as Lady Viper is concerned.
Derik Billings taking it to Jason Kincaid right now.
Missed a little bit on the arm drag, but just enough. And a drop kick there.
He capitalized on that mistake. Kincaid sends Billings across.
Nice hip toss. Going for the cover. 1, a 2, and a kick out.
Brings him right back up into a double underhook suplex.
And that's just brute strength right there. Derik Billings, you see him in the ring against most of these guys, you think, well, he's kind of a skinny kid. But when you look at him against somebody near his size, you just see how the muscle definition, how truly strong this guy is.
He is a big, big man, size 16 boot.
And he's only 19 years old. Think when he becomes 25, 26, when he starts really filling out that frame. He could be a force to be reckoned with, the likes of which we haven't seen in many years.
That's true. He could be the next Magnum TA or Scott Hall. He could be the next Goldberg. Someone that has size, brute strength, and ability.
Right now, a nice headlock. Working on the neck, taking away some of the air.
5 minutes have elapsed in the match. 5 minutes.
Derik Billings trying to regain his composure, regain focus, as right now that leg headlock cinched in there, that head scissors. Jason Kincaid contorting his body as out comes Lady Viper.
I was about to call that. Good call.
She saunters her way to the ring. You got to think she's got a preference. Could it be the rising star, Derik Billings? Could it be the established West Virginia star, Jason the Gift Kincaid, who in many aspects, although a little bit more athletic, a little bit more high flying, he does kind of, have the tendencies and the characteristics that you saw in a young War Machine, who was, Lady Viper's former client.
Right. And if you noticed, Jason Kincaid is now playing up Lady Viper. He's taking his game up a notch now that he knows that she's here.
Springboard dropkick right to the push. 2, and a kick out. Derik Billings, he's just out for the W. I'm not certain he even wants a that one.
Well, he actually beckoned to Lady Viper as he set up one of the moves. What was it, a knee drop or a... big drop!
Chop match here.
Forget the chops. Derik Billings is going for knuckles. Billings is delivering forearms to Jason Kincaid. Sends him off to the corner. Sets up. I think Jason Kincaid was staggered. And Kincaid sweeps the foot.
Ooh, and a stiff kick right to the side there.
That kick is still echoing.
And I tell you, these guys are so energetic that there's a lot of missteps here as both of them try to counter each other before the move even happens.
Good knee lift by Derik Billings going for some offense.
This match is getting more and more physical. Just the physicality is just increasing by notches and leaps and bounds every second.
Kincaid reverses.
Insecurity, nicely executed.
That's beautiful. 10 minutes have elapsed in the match. 10 minutes, 5 minutes remaining.
These guys wrestled to a draw 1 week ago. Lady Viper, very interested in this matchup. What is she looking for? Does she already have her mind made up? Are we going to find out tonight? Today?
Interesting questions. What has... Jason Kincaid, high-risk maneuver, paying a big price. Upside down and back to his feet.
Derik Billings will shoot him across. Dynamite clothesline. Spinning heel kick. And a big forearm right to the mush. Gonna shoot him across one more time. And a spinning roundhouse. What's Derik Billings setting him up for now? Gonna go for the cover. A weak cover there. Derik Billings dragged him to the center of the ring and then covered him weakly. Maybe a hook of the leg, and this match could have been over. But Billings sets up Kincaid in the center of the ring. Going for the moonsault. Oh, and he missed!
That's where high risk does not pay off very often.
And Derik Billings kind of saw out of the corner of his eye during the flip that Kincaid had moved, and he tried to adjust in midair and land on his feet, only landed on his knees and jarred himself. And that's why Kincaid's able to go for the spinning wizard. And he misses as both men have crashed and burned on the ring. What is going to happen as this match winds in its final moments? They wrestled to a draw 1 week ago. Has Lady Viper seen all she needs to see?
Both men slow to get up after the high-risk maneuvers.
Lady Viper's up on the apron. She's talking to Derik Billings, waving him over. What's she doing? She's handing him.
What is it?
She's trying to hand him something. Is that a fireball? Oh no, it's powder.
Well, Jason Kincaid didn't need an introduction at that point. He capitalized on that one.
And Derik Billings is down. And Bubba Kyle is signaling for the bell, as perhaps Lady Viper has made her choice.
Referee Ryan Bubba Kyle disqualifies against Jason Kincaid. Your winner by disqualification, Dynamite, Derik Billings. Handful of talcum. I guess Lady Viper's made her choice. Oh, and a big humiliating slap across the sideburns. And oh my God, it's
the War Machine. What's he doing? Lady Viper basically fired War Machine several weeks ago, and War Machine's out in the ring yelling at his former valet, and now Jason to give Kincaid. What's War Machine's purpose out here? Is Derik Billings got an ally, or is Derik Billings got one more enemy now?
Or is it just that War Machine just doesn't care who's on his side as long as he gets to mess the game the Lady Viper's running up?
And Lady Viper seems like she may have chosen Derik Billings at first, but Billings, he's a straight shooter. He plays straight down the middle. He didn't want to use the talcum powder. But Jason Kincaid and Lady Viper aren't afraid. And right now, Dynamite.
Derik Billings, I know we've been down the road. We beat each other from pillar to post all over West Virginia. But now it seems like we have a common bond. Lady Viper, Jason Kincaid, you choose Jason Kincaid over me? Well, that's fine. That's fine. Because if Derik Billings has a problem with Jason Kincaid, now the War Machine has a problem with Jason Kincaid. The War Machine has a problem with Lady Viper. Derik Billings has a problem with Lady Viper. Me and you haven't got along, never. But we both, like I said, have one goal. That's to take out Jason and Lady Viper. You should have never turned your back on me. So if it takes me and you tag teaming, getting it together in the ring to get a hold of Jason, and mostly to get a hold of that little, you know what I mean, then we'll do it. We'll do what it takes.
And we're back, and the doctor is officially in. Dr. Roger Hamm, the defending NWA Mountain State television title holder, the most coveted belt in all of West Virginia. NWA Mountain State is the only company to have our own TV show and our TV title.
Every week except for last week. Last week was the first non-title match that I can recall in ages, if ever. The title was not that old. We've had Chad Cross being the first holder of it. Chris King defeated him in Hinton. Dr. Roger Hamm defeated Chris King. 3 title holders. Can Tony Worm Richardson be the 4th? Regardless of how he got here, he's here tonight.
Regardless of how he got the qualifying match last week, he did pick up the victory against Dr. Roger Hamm in that non-title match right here in this very same program. But, you know, Worm, as we said, we had some questions about what was on his mind, but it seems like he's back to old form as of last week.
He's impressive. There's the man, Tony Worm Richardson. And he's letting Roger Hamm know what his intentions are for the evening. He wants to walk out with some title prestige tonight. Cucumber and Company's mobile cam following him through the crowd. We're really fortunate to have such a great production company in Cucumber and Company, and a great affiliate like WBNS Fox West Virginia to broadcast our program. So thank you to both corporations, and we look forward to working with you both for a long time to come. Tony on the apron shows respect for the ring, cleaning off his boots, and he's entering the ring to have some business with the television champion. The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for NWA State Wrestling Television Championship. Introducing first your Mountain State Wrestling Television Champion, the only man in professional wrestling with a PhD in the business. He is from Pocahontas, Virginia. He is Dr. Roger Hamm. His opponent this evening hails from Damascus, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony the Worm Richardson! Graham Malakau, your referee for this television championship match. So last week you had Worm getting a clean pin on Dr. Roger Hamm, setting this match up.
Let's see what Worm can do once gold is on the line. Maybe Dr. Roger Hamm let it slip. You know, it's a non-title match. He had nothing really to lose because he knows he has to put the belt on the line sometime. Perhaps just a lack of focus in a non-title match defending his title is what cost Roger Hamm. But then again, you know, Tony Worm Richardson is good enough to beat any man in this company or any company on any given day.
Tony Worm Richardson runs with the Nature Boy Buddy Landell, who needs no introduction. NWA National Champion, Smoky Mountain Wrestling Champion. He has held so many titles. I think he told me 37 titles at one time. And a respected veteran. And Tony the Worm Richardson is respected as well as a veteran. And an excellent worker. Now look at the contrast here. You have 2 totally different outfits. You have 2 totally different appearances. You have the younger man who lays the knee and a series of forearms in. You have Dr. Roger Hamm, a younger man, wearing a singlet. Spends a lot of time in his office apparently. Doesn't get a lot of sun. By way of comparison, you have the veteran, Tony the Worm Richardson. Tan. Both men in good shape. But Richardson just wearing what he needs to show off his physique and everything. Ladies like Tony, I believe, especially in the town of Hinton. The champion asserting himself in the early stages of this match. That certainly was not a professional move at all. That was fingernails down the back.
Whip across. Ooh, and a big drop kick caught Worm. And a cover, 1, 2, and a kick out.
The talcum powder was raising up off the match. from off the map from the last match that we saw between Jason Kincaid and Dynamite Derik Billings. Lady Viper brought in the talcum powder and broke everything up. Big crossbody by Worm and a cover 1, 2. I'm telling you, the doctor saw his entire practice flash through his eyes.
Headlock takeover there. Worm with the advantage now. But Roger Hamm able to keep that right shoulder off the mat to make sure he doesn't lose his title on a headlock takeover. One of the basic moves, and it's kind of embarrassing to be a 10-year vet and lose on a move like that.
Well, Mike Von Erich lost to Buddy Roberts like that, which as a fabulous Freebird fan, I had no problem with.
Nice reversal out of the head scissors, right back to the side headlock. Roger Hamm now trying to get out of this maneuver and get back onto a vertical base, take advantage of his height advantage and, his youth. Because, as a younger man, he may have a little bit better cardiovascular health, a little bit quicker. But, Worm is a very quick, very talented, very in-shape individual. Now whip across, go for the monkey flip.
Got it.
He got it, Roger Hamm on this tuchus.
He's got the champion reeling. Sets up for a vertical suplex. Beautifully executed. Worm with the cover, grabs close leg.
Roger Hamm able to kick out.
There's Hamm unceremoniously sending Tony Worm Richardson to the mat. Good move by the veteran.
Roger Hamm, is he adjusting or is he digging something out?
He's digging something out. Bubba Kyle has his back turned. He cannot see it. He's got something on his right hand.
He was digging something out, and I promise you folks, it wasn't a wedgie.
No, it's something shiny.
Roger Hamm protecting something in that right hand, blocking his body, and a stiff punch right to the stomach with whatever that foreign object is.
They're taking the action to the floor.
The
and our mobile
television
king. Go ahead, sir.
Television title on the line, camera right there. He can see it, but Dr. Roger Hamm, he is a 10-year veteran, able to block it with his body. A very smart veteran move. If you consider cheating intelligence.
That's a small set of knucks too, as he tucks it back away. Larry Light's going to watch this tape. I guarantee it. He might have something to say about it.
And Dr. Roger Hamm, of course, the television champion, the first television champion in NWA Mount State history not to have the fans in his corner.
Beautiful belly-to-belly suplex by the champion. Bubba Kyle counts a 2. The crowd wants Worm back up and in the fight.
Worm getting back to his feet, and for his efforts, he's going to get a punch to the head. Dr. Roger Hamm dancing.
Little Muhammad Ali there. Not nearly as graceful, though. But who needs grace when you can just dump him?
An elbow drop across the throat. 1, 2, and a kick out. Worm.
If he'd have pulled the leg, he might have had a pinfall there.
And the reason we talk about hooking the leg is you put your opponent's weight on their own shoulders in addition to whatever pressure you're applying.
Small package.
Clothesline, and down goes Worm again. Kick to the abdomen. Another kick to the abdomen. Kick to the shoulders. Worm is in the ropes. Let's see what Roger Hamm has in store for Worm on this exchange. He's going to drag him across the ring to the opposite corner. Now he's going to shoot him across. Worm reverses. What do we have here? Back body drop.
Landing right on the tuchus. Reverse clothesline by Worm.
Roger Hamm's going to hit the eject button and bail out.
And he's in his tights again.
And again, he's not adjusting a wedgie or an undergarment. I believe he's going for a weapon.
That's a very small set of nuts. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be hard and it has to be hit between the eyes. You know what
Roger Hamm taking his time getting back up into the ring, holding onto his hip to hide whatever weapon he has.
Richardson brings him in from the outside. We've got to cover.
1, 2, and the TV title is safe for now. Roger Hamm protecting part of his body to try to conceal that weapon again. This is finishing maneuver.
Right to the throat with the weapon. Right to the throat.
And that's going to be it.
What a way to defend the title. He gets the win, but with what? Credibility.
Warren, guess what just happened? I just found out I'm in a tag team title match tonight.
Great.
How'd your match with Roger Hamm go?
I really don't want to talk about it. But keep in mind, you better make the best of it. These shots don't come around every day.
And welcome back to our feature contest, our main event. The tag team titles are on the line. We saw one title match. Dr. Roger Hamm able to capitalize on a well-placed weapon and pick up the victory to retain his title. Can the same happen for the Bunkhouse boys, who are noticeably devoid of their manager, J.C. Dykes Jr., who usually gets his hand involved in a lot of matches.
Good riddance to bad rubbish. Good riddance to bad rubbish, buddy. I'm sorry. That man did nothing but torture me. He threw rocks at my children. And he smelled like patchouli. But nonetheless, he was successful. He guided those men to a tag team championship. So now, we get to find out whether or not the occurrence, the incident that occurred to Shawn O'Sullivan is going to keep him out of this match. Because the match was initially supposed to be the God of all Rednecks, Michael Cook, and Shawn O'Sullivan taking on the tag team champions. They earned that right last week because Shawn O'Sullivan won his match.
And Ricky Shane may have missed out on his title chance by accepting Johnny Blast's open challenge earlier tonight.
Shawn O'Sullivan accepted Johnny Blast's challenge and may be really regretting it right now.
So let's see. What is Michael Cook going to do here?
Well, I'm sure there's several people who would step up. And it sounds like it's going to be Ricky Shane. Ricky Shane's theme music is hitting right as we speak. Looks like it's going to be Ricky Shane stepping up to team up with Michael Cook.
Here comes Michael Cook and Ricky Shane going for the NWA Mountain State Tag Team titles.
Never count anyone out at any opportunity. Raw talent Ricky Shane looks like he was doing some push-ups. He's already broken a sweat in the back. Michael Cook, he's ready to go. The God of all Rednecks meets the Pride of the Triad, taking on the Heart of Texas for the Mountain State Tag Team Championship in Princeton, West Virginia. And it's right here on NWA Mountain State Wrestling on Fox, West Virginia. Call somebody. You got time to get him in on the action. The following contest is your main event, and it is for your NWA Mountain State Wrestling Tag Team Championship. Because of previous injury, Shawn O'Sullivan cannot compete. Introducing first your NWA Mountain State Wrestling Tag Team Champions from Waco, Texas. They are the Bandit and Big Willie Blackheart, the Bunkhouse Boys. And introducing their opponents
very interesting matchup we have here, Dean. You got the experienced veteran tag team of the Bandit and Big Willie Blackheart, the Bunkhouse boys, going against one of these rising stars in Michael Cook and raw talent Ricky Shane. We talked about Ricky Shane teaming with the Worm, Richardson. Maybe Ricky Shane has learned enough tagging with Worm to be able to help his partner, the young and experienced Michael Cook, overturn these big behemoths, the Bunkhouse boys.
Well, there was a rookie mistake. Play into the crowd, and the Bandit capitalized on it. Bandit's livelihood is at stake. Big Willie and the Bandit, they make a little more extra money because they wear the title belts. They don't want to give that up.
It took them, you got to give them credit. It took them forever to get those belts back. They lost a loser leaves town match back in October, I believe. And, suddenly in their stead comes a remarkably similar tag team, the Texas Outlaws, who then win the titles from Dynamite, Derik, Billings, and Billy Litt, and essentially just hand the titles right over to the Bunkhouse boys, because as champions, the Outlaws were able to challenge whoever they wanted. They brought in the Bunkhouse boys, gave the belts up, and since then, the Bunkhouse boys have held the belts. And, you got to give them credit. It's a long road to hoe, but they got them back.
Oh, absolutely, as Michael Cook goes airborne. Brings the axe handle down across the Bandit's arm. Wringing it out, winding it up. Trying to snap some sinews there, but Bandit uses his size advantage to get Cook into the corner. And now you got Big Willie Blackheart choking him out.
And that's a veteran experience. And taking advantage of the rookie. The rookie's fired up. He wants to get over there. He wants to help his tag team partner. But all he's doing is distracting Bubba Kyle and allowing Michael Cook to get double teamed in the corner. Tag made. Big Willie Blackheart meanders his way into the ring.
Now what Big Willie lacks in finesse, what Big Willie lacks in technicality, what Big Willie lacks in hospitableness, he makes up for with ferocity.
I know you didn't say velocity, you said veracity.
Ferocity, F-E-R. He's ferocious. And he's dropping elbows on Michael Cook, and his arm's messing up. There's no padding on Big Willie's elbow.
All the padding is just above the arm.
There's also no give in Michael Cook's head either, I guarantee it. That boy is so stubborn, he'll get up after being knocked down every time.
And perhaps a low blow, then a tag not made. But the Bandit coming in to take advantage of the slightly injured Michael Cook. Michael Cook on the ropes. Ricky Shane gets in, and we cut off at the pass by Bubba Kyle. Michael Cook trying to fight back up.
Michael Cook delivering some uppercuts to the Bandit, but here's Blackheart cutting them off.
Double Texas judo chop to the chops right there. Big Willie Blackheart cutting off Michael Cook.
Gotta watch those Texas ninjas out there in the west part of the state, I'm telling you, yeah. Here comes a good double underhook. Is he wearing him down, or is he a single underhook? I was wondering if he was setting up for a double underhook.
Michael Cook trying to inch his way over to tagging his partner. A tag is made. Bubba Kyle out of position, did not see the tag made. And on the other side, no tag made. A double team maneuver as the Bunkhouse boys is going to town on Michael Cook.
Bubba Kyle doing a good job keeping, in his own mind, the match under control, but what he's doing is controlling one element and letting two others run wild.
That's that veteran experience. They know how to work the game. A foul in and foul. The ref doesn't blow his whistle. And if you can do stuff behind the ref's back before he blows that whistle, it can be considered fair game. And again, using the ropes. Bubba Kyle too worried about Ricky Shane and not getting one of the two Bunkhouse boys out of the ring. These big men just manipulating this matchup to take advantage of every opportunity they have. Her helicopter spin. Then almost a DVD off the shoulder out of the fireman's carry.
I think the Bandit scrambled his own databanks there. He's leaning up against the ropes. He's dizzy. They got Big Willie working Michael Cook on the inside.
Michael Cook's so dizzy he was falling before Blackheart even threw the punch.
What do you think? Do you think maybe these guys are worn down?
These guys, they've got to be. When you have that much weight leaning up against you, Michael Cook is just reeling here.
I mean, who knows? I don't think the Bunkhouse boys are in 100% top. Willie takes Michael Cook down with a vicious hit.
So let's see if Michael Cook can build some momentum here. Maybe get out of this predicament he's in. But a thrust right to the throat. And Michael Cook is, he's on his last legs here. Stretching the neck, cutting off the blood supply to the head. Let's see. Cook whipped across the ropes.
Nice neck breaker by the god of all rednecks. He takes the bandit down.
He's going to roll him over. Both men are down.
Reach up, you got to make the tag. Michael Cook, you got to cover. Somebody's got to cover.
He's still reeling from the helicopter, and he did some spinning maneuvers that just disoriented his balance. His equilibrium is off. And Michael Cook sees the red and black, tags in Ricky Shane. Ricky Shane coming in with a ball of fire. He wants that tag strap. He needs that belt. Ricky Shane, 2006 Rookie of the Year, coming in, fist, forearms, punching, but the Bandit, too strong there, cuts him off.
Bandit just using his weight against Ricky Shane. Here's a reversal. Talk about using weight. Double schoolboy. This could be it.
We got new champions. We've got new champions.
Incredible. Incredible. It has happened here in Princeton. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners and new NWA Mountain State Wrestling Tag Team Champions, the god of all rednecks, Michael Cook, and raw talent, Ricky Shane. It has happened in Princeton, West Virginia. I told you the Bunkhouse boys looked tired. I told you they looked out of their game.
This is NWA, Mountain State Wrestling Commissioner Larry Light. And if you'd like to have your club, your school, or your civic organization sponsor NWA Mountain State Wrestling in your town, give us a call at 304-673-2054, or you can write us at NWA Mountain State Wrestling, Post Office Box 459, Beckley, West Virginia 25802, or you can contact us at mountainstatewrestling.com.
Buddy, incredible hour. The tag team titles have changed hands right here in Princeton. And next week, another great hour of NWA Mountain State Wrestling with the new champs Michael Cook and raw talent Ricky Shane.
That's true. It's been a great hour. We're out of time. We'll see you 12 o'clock high noon, 7 days from today. See ya.